Good morning, everyone. I am Police Chief Johnson with the Hopkins Police Department. We're here this morning due to a tragic incident occurring on the 200 block of Tyler Avenue North in Hopkins. Hopkins Police and multiple agencies responded to a domestic situation at an in-home daycare. Upon arrival, officers located a deceased male, female, and juvenile victim. There were other children present within the daycare, and we were able to get out of the daycare and reunify them with their parents. At this time, there's no outstanding threats in the community. This is an isolated incident, and we are continuing to investigate it throughout the day and probably evening. I can provide you more information as we gather the information throughout the day.
Is this family?
All the victims appear to be a part of one family.
How many kids were inside the home when it happened?
There were 7 children within the daycare. One is deceased.
Can you give an approximate age of that child?
I honestly do not know.
Were there any other injuries besides the 3 that are deceased?
There were no other injuries to any other children inside the daycare.
Chief, is this a house that's been known to y'all, or is there any history with this couple with you guys?
At this point, I do not have that information.
Chief, what time did this happen?
This happened just after 9 this morning.
Was the person who perpetrated the attack one of the deceased, or do we know where they are?
We believe the perpetrator is deceased.
Is the perpetrator the male or the female?
We believe it's the male.
What's the relationship of the adults who were deceased to the daycare, if any, or to the home?
It's believed to be the daycare owners.
Do they live there?
We believe so, yes.
Both of them?
Yes.
Are they, what's their relationship, husband, wife?
I honestly do not know the marital status of them, or if they're partners. I don't know at this point.
But the child that was killed is their child?
Believed to be their child, yes.
Can you just talk about the gravity of this situation, dealing with something like this, and then also having other people's children in the home at this time that this happened?
Oh, this is a horrific, tragic situation for any community, especially here in Hopkins, where we don't see this type of crime. It's a rarity here in Hopkins. We're a very safe community, and the impact is felt not only here but elsewhere for every parent who has a child in a daycare setting or anywhere where they don't have, immediate control over their child. So yes, it's heartbreaking.
Chief, I'm sorry if I missed this. Was this a stabbing? What was the weapon involved?
At this time, we are still trying to determine the weapons involved, released at a later date.
Anything about the nature of the injuries?
No, at this point, I can't tell you.
How were police notified about this, and what sort of response did you guys have right away?
Our response was due to a parent of one of the daycare children who had arrived to drop off their children.
Did they witness it?
I believe so.
What are the ages of the range of the children who were in the deceased?
They were all very, very young children, so I don't have their ages at this point.
Under 5?
It was somewhere around that age or less.
Do we know if there was any no contact, domestic restraining order, anything like that involved in this couple?
Again, we're trying to dive into the background here, but initially our goal was to get here to protect the scene as quick as possible with multiple agencies. That's why I had a very large response. And at that point, the goal is just to preserve the scene and make sure that everyone was safe and render aid as quick as possible.
Sorry, are the kids all back with their parents now?
Yes, all the children have been reunified with their parents, and that's why this took so long to come out here and tell you this.
Can you just tell me again your reaction? You hit on it a little bit, that this really is a nightmare situation for a parent. You drop your kid off at daycare, and then you find out this happened.
Yeah, there's no worse scenario than this, where you drop off your child to somewhere you think is safe, and you get that phone call. I think we can all relate who have children and those who don't, that this is just a tragic situation anywhere in the world, let alone here in Hopkins. And again, this is a rarity, and we will continue to investigate it and as thorough and transparent as possible.
Chief, 2 questions here. Maybe too early. Do we know did the perpetrator take his own life?
Preliminarily, we believe that to be the case.
Okay. And how are your officers holding up too? I mean, this is, not just for the community. This has got to be traumatic for them as well.
The initial officers on scene, this was a tragic situation for them as well, and I could see on the look on their faces that this was one of those ones that you'll remember throughout your entire career, if not life.
Do you have any expectations about when you'll have other ups, and will it be happening here at the scene or someplace else? Or?
I was hoping to do one at 4 o'clock today at City Hall. I also have Mayor Hanlon from the city here present with us today, and we'll put out more information as we gather the intelligence from the scene.
One last, if you know, is this a licensed speaker?
I do not have that information. At this point in time, I can't tell you that information. We'll be able to tell you later this afternoon, but there's 3 deceased individuals in the house and all believed to be related.
Did the husband live at the house at the time?
I don't have that information.